Did Tess just duck?
She quacked at us. Yes,
Okay.
she did.
All right.
She sure
Wow.
did.
Nothing's ever easy for us, right? It's just something always throws us off right from the beginning. What are you doing tonight? Listen to Tess quack.
I meant to say whack, and then it got weird.
If Jacqueline was here, we could listen to croaks and quacks.
Darn, it's episode 44. I thought for sure it was 43. I'm sorry.
Everything's ruined.
That means we have to
ruined.
do
I
a
need to go
repeat of
home.
last week?
I can't remember what we said last week.
I don't either.
That was a week ago.
I don't remember last week.
So this is episode 43 B side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very well. So this will be definitely the kind of B-side where people are like, why would they even produce that?
Make sure you keep staying on our social media for the Philip and Friends podcast. If I say it enough, that will be the name.
He talked to me about this earlier. He was like, listen, if we say it enough, it'll become true. We're going to manifest the name.
Bye, guys.
Wow.
Bye, Gregory.
Bye, Gregory.
I love you.
Hi, Rachel. We highly tolerate you every week. Hi, I'm Philip,
I'm Tommy.
and this is RCX Unfiltered. We once again have the lovely Tess behind the camera
Yay.
Quacking?
Quacking.
for some reason. I have no idea why.
I'm sorry. Sometimes things happen, okay?
Never apologize for your.
I'm just saying, no,
animals.
that's why you. That's like, it's like I was driving around Pittsburgh, and it's just Jacqueline and DeLuca and myself, and so Jacqueline's with me all the time, so she knows everything. But like DeLuca's never ridden with me, so all the car noises that I make as I come up to a stoplight sign and go skirts and all that, she's like, "What? What the hell?" I'm like, "Oh, you'll get used to it after a while." Or turn a corner and get close to a car, go. Like, what? I was like, yeah, I make sound effects when I drive. It's what gets me through the day.
That makes so much sense for you.
Yeah, it does.
I wholeheartedly believe you.
No,
And
it's
I
no.
think,
There's you don't.
like,
You just talk to Jacqueline. It's all the time.
I can imagine you doing that.
The other thing, what really drives her crazy, is we'll be going down somewhere new or something, and I'll just start rattling off like signs. Hey, look, there's a Starbucks, or hey, there's a. She's like, oh my god, yeah. Hey,
Yep. Can confirm it's not just with Jacqueline.
I'm just saying,
Doesn't
you can
matter
always
who's in the
ask
car.
Jacqueline. Yes. Yeah, it's what else do you do?
Yeah.
Yep.
You quack. I mean, it's
You
what we do. Quack.
I do narrate as I drive. Like, now I'm turning left, especially like if there's someone else in the car and it's quiet because I can't handle silence.
Wow.
So
I yell at other drivers on the road because no one can drive properly.
So we had that conversation the other day too,
Yeah.
because I also yell at other drivers on the road, and the conversation was road rage,
Mhm.
and I'm like, no, I said I'm not road raging. I'm just yelling at other drivers. Like, I don't cut them off.
Right.
I don't try to run them over. I don't go like get in front of them and brake check or anything. They do something stupid. I yell. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, it's irritating.
Yeah.
Like,
and they can't hear me.
they can't hear me. Right. Like, it's like, I'm not road raging. Like, so that was the conversation, is that road rage. I'm like, no, that's not road
Yeah,
rage.
I get made fun of a lot because of yelling at other people who
Yeah,
can't hear me.
But what do you like? You know what you're supposed to do? So one hand you're telling me, let it out. Don't hold it in. But then when I let it out, you're like, come on, leave me alone.
it's your own personal car. What you say doesn't matter.
Right?
I do occasionally make emphatic hand gestures.
Oh, well, that's a part of the yelling.
Okay. All right. Checking. Yep.
And then, we had to go through Maryland twice.
Oh no.
They are awful.
They are.
They are awful.
I
I'm
hate
sorry,
driving through
y'all.
Maryland.
I don't know, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll be honest. Whenever we see a Maryland like license plate, Phoebe's like, nope. I'm like, Maryland.
Yeah.
They don't know what a cruise control is. Apparently, no cars in Maryland have cruise control.
So I've learned that most people never use a cruise control, and it baffles me.
I use mine driving down Huguenot most of the time.
Yeah.
If there's no traffic.
Yeah. So we were coming back, and we passed the same vehicle like 6 times, and my vehicle never went off cruise.
Yeah.
Like it was the same speed the entire time. And here it comes. And then in about a mile or two, pass them back. It'd be way back there.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
my God.
understand. Gas is too expensive to not use cruise control.
Yeah, I'm just assuming most of them don't,
Yeah.
because else it doesn't make sense.
It's very strange.
I'm not quite sure how to use cruise control. I don't think my car has that.
Man, could be.
Could be. Yeah.
Because I've never sat down and like thought about it before. And as you're talking about it, I'm like, do I even know what that is? I do.
It's where you push a button and then take a nap.
Yeah. It's not scary.
Well, I
at
mean,
all.
like, where I live, you can't really use the cruise out there.
No, it's way too windy. Yeah.
And then like on the way back, on this was more when I got into Maryland, because when I left Pennsylvania, it was snowing.
Mm.
It started snowing yesterday morning right before we left.
I hate that.
It was fine. It was fine.
It's fine.
Felt like it was snowing on me today.
It's really
It's
cold.
freezing.
My wife says it's 32 degrees. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm,
32 degrees.
that is not enough degrees.
It's not enough.
I could use a few more. Not a lot more.
Not a whole bunch. Maybe like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I went out at lunch today, and it was actually nice out as far as when the wind had stopped.
Yeah.
Like it was only 40 something degrees, but with the sun out and stuff, it was pretty.
The
wind woke me up today. I live in an old house, so every time the wind blew, it's like we like moved with it. I swear to God.
well, working in the storage unit today, I got sweaty, so I took my hoodie off, and then I went to get more boxes out of the truck.
You got sweaty?
I got sweaty, and then the wind in where you park at the storage unit, it just becomes a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
And so then I was like,
And then when the doors
shivering.
open, it comes
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah. So, yeah, my pneumonia will be fun.
Aw. Aw.
Aww.
Aw. Would you like to talk some comics?
No, I want to whine some more.
Okay. Well,
No, I'm just kidding. We
no,
can talk about comics now.
we'll go right into long boxes then. Tommy, what is your feeling on long comic
I
boxes?
Googled today to try and find out who created the long box so that I could curse them, but no one knows who created the long box initially, but they were sadists.
I'm telling you, they were fine when we were in our mid-20s.
I know. I was explaining this to somebody else earlier today about how like comics when we were growing up, a long box was like 20 pounds, and now they're like 60 pounds. Like the paper's gotten thinner and heavier. Anyway, I moved a lot of long boxes today, and guess what I'm gonna do tomorrow? I'm gonna move a lot of long boxes.
And short boxes.
Just so many
Hopefully
boxes.
tomorrow it's mostly short boxes. We'll see. We'll see how. I've carved out a nice pit in the storage unit to stack short boxes, so we'll see how it goes.
Sure, the long boxes are fine.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, and so most of the long boxes that I had years ago, like I carried up and down many, many steps when I lived in the apartments and houses and
Yeah.
all that. And like now I won't even look at it.
Yeah, I'm like, when I was younger, long boxes, no problem. I'll throw up on my shoulder, toss them around, whatever. And now I'm just like, I'm an old man.
What do you want to do with that long box? Got a match?
Yeah.
I don't care what's in it.
And I can't justify the expense of swapping them all to short boxes
Yeah, no.
because,
Considering the end of the day, it's all going to be throwaway once you
yep, exactly.
once you go through.
So,
The trials and tribulations.
yep.
So what do you want to complain about tonight, Tess?
Chicken.
Got to be something.
Chicken.
Well, I mean, as a duck, there is a rivalry there. I hate them chickens. That would explain the chicken hate.
That would
It's
explain
being the
chicken
duck.
hate.
Yep.
I'll show you.
Oh man, let's talk about animals is a great segue
Into Titans Beast World #1.
Wow.
Well, it says the epic event starts here.
Now, I will say that if this had been written by literally any other writer, I probably would not have read it.
But it's Tom Taylor.
Because the concept sounded like, I don't know, furry fan fiction for the DC universe. And I was like, I'm not sure about this, but it's Tom Taylor, and he hasn't done me wrong yet. And I have to say, the first issue of this, I sent a message to him on Threads today. He was promoting this, and this issue could have been the whole event. They could have stretched this one issue out into like a 6-issue story. And the fact that the first issue is like a self-contained mini event, I have no idea where it's going, but I'm super excited.
And this
for
is
it.
continuing out of Titans, right? Too, right? Like it's
Yeah.
related to what's been happening in the current Titans.
Yeah.
The church-
Tangentially,
The Church of Eternity
yeah,
or whatever
Church
it
of
is.
Eternity has a spaceship for reasons.
Well, I mean, yeah, never mind. I'm not. That's a whole different show that we're not going into.
Yeah. So anyway, it's
Ooh, Starro.
yep.
I mean, obviously it's not, but
There's a Starro-sized like evil Titan thing.
God.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's spiky.
This, like I said, this first issue could have been a whole event by itself.
Garo.
Yeah. It's super fun.
Wait, how is Batman in here? Didn't he just vow to never talk to any of these people again?
Well, maybe Tom Taylor isn't talking to who's writing Batman now. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Good old Batman. Man, it is a long series.
yeah, it's got a lot of parts. I think there's some miniseries and some one shots.
Wait, what was Evolution?
That was a reprint book.
Oh, okay.
It was
What is that?
3 stories that they reprinted in a one shot that I didn't order hardly any of.
Okay.
And I think we did sell out of it, which is fine because it was 3.
So it's not really a part of this.
No, it's not. It's
It's
sort
just-
of like, I think one of them was like there was a Church of Eternity story. I think there was a Starro story, and I forget what the other one was. But it
Gotcha.
was just reprints of stuff to kind of get you up to speed on these different characters.
You can come back and pause later and get the whole. There's the list.
But it is a superb first part of a event. Speaking of
First
events,
parts. Hang on. Does it have the list?
it does.
Yes. All right.
But more importantly, look at the first page.
It's a map.
There's a map. You know the story's going to
Holy
be
crap.
good because there's a map.
Good job. Good job, people. The Amazing Spider-Man Gang War First Strike #1. Shoo!
That's a lot of words.
So this is, instead of doing the Alpha and Omega, we just decided to give this a long title and call it a #1.
So
here we go, people.
I loved the gang war that happened back in the 80s in Amazing Spider-Man. I was a huge fan of it. I liked all the build-up, like the Who is the Hobgoblin, all the stuff with the Rose, and just every bit of it. I absolutely loved it. And when I heard that the plan was to do another gang war, I was a little apprehensive. But unlike the internet, I have been enjoying this run of Amazing Spider-Man. So
Spider-Man.
Spoderman.
Spider-Man.
As we have gotten closer to the gang war event, I have been more and more excited about it. And I will say the first 3 parts of the gang war come out tomorrow. And they were all good.
And we'll talk about the other two in a minute.
And I am officially excited about this event.
Are you so excited?
So one criticism that I think everyone is going to have, and they had it about the Rec Rap 2-issue story, is that all of this horribly traumatic stuff that Peter just went through when he had Norman Sin in his body and he almost killed a bunch of people, he has not mentioned it once. There's nothing. They haven't talked about it a single time. So I don't know why that is. Usually Peter's guilt is pretty immediate.
Yeah, but you have to have time for that, though.
Yeah.
He really hasn't had time.
Yeah. The Rec Rap stuff was just super fun and silly. And this is going to be pretty bloody and kind of serious. We got Daredevil jumping in, and I forget who else.
If there was only a way to find the list.
I think Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Daredevil, Miles will be in here.
Mm-hmm.
Kung Fu, Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, the book
Yeah.
thing. And that's pretty much it.
But anyway, it's going to be a 4.5 month ordeal that I'm excited about. This will be the first event in a long time that I am excited to read every part of it.
Gang War.
Yeah. Speaking of other parts of Gang War.
Then we have, in order, Gang War, Luke Cage, #1. Because he's all Luke Cagey.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go fight somebody with a parking meter. And then Gang War, Spider-Woman, #1. Because somebody's done stole her baby.
Yep. So during the last Spider-Verse event, Jessica got basically written out of the world. And when she came back, she knew something was missing, but couldn't figure out what. She's no longer connected to the web of life that Madam Web is connected to. And she's trying to figure out what's missing. And then she finally figures it out. Oh, I had a baby. Where is my baby? So that is her book going on during Gang War, dealing with all that. There's a great, quick, very interpersonal, she and her best friend Carol Danvers having a chat, and with Luke Cage. Recently, the Kingpin was the mayor of New York, and and the most unrealistic part of this is that during his short stint as mayor of New York, he passed some legislation that made vigilantes illegal. So now that Luke is mayor of New York, he is working with Randy Robertson to try and undo that. And the fact that there can't be any vigilantes, no superheroes in New York is how this gang war is kind of kicking off. So Luke has to figure out how to save people without actively doing vigilante stuff. I would have quoted Taylor Swift, but this is a PG show.
Oh, man. It's okay.
Is it the PG show?
I don't know.
I don't think this one is.
Oh.
So it's unfiltered. I mean,
It
it's,
is set for adults only.
it's not,
Oh.
it's not NC-17 type stuff, but it's
All right. I've been thinking that we should censor ourselves this whole time, even though it's called Unfiltered.
I have yet to,
What a fool I am.
we're not going to go
Never.
on some 20-minute F-bomb tirade or
Right.
something, but
All right. Well, I have more thoughts about Somna then. No.
yeah, I'm still not showing pictures for that. Once again, I didn't say we had to be filtered, but and we actually have 3 spider people who are no longer tethered to the web. Can you name all 3?
Nope.
Jessica,
That one I knew.
Spider Boy,
Oh, right.
and Peter.
Oh, right. Because they all got.
Because remember,
stabbed.
Silk now is the alpha
Right.
because she was bit by the original spider first.
Yep.
Will they ever do anything with that? Probably not. They'll try to make you forget it very soon, but I remember.
Well, I think maybe they'll use it to hype the Madam Web movie. Who knows?
Sure.
Is Cindy in that? I can't even remember.
She's not in that.
Never mind. Just kidding.
The Jessica's in it. Black costume, Jessica.
Right, Aranya.
Rana's in it, and then I don't know who the third one is.
Yeah, I don't remember. I saw the trailer,
I've watched
but I
the
can't
trailer,
remember.
yeah. But it all goes by.
It's a lot of spider people.
It is. It's not my Madam Web.
Hashtag not my web.
It's just like we don't go back to, like, Marvel doesn't really touch on it a whole lot, but they still play it, right? Like we know in the Ultimate Universe stuff, we know that Miles knows,
Mm-hmm.
the Maker knows, Peter's supposed to know, which was where that Spider-Man series came from, right? And then there's like a couple other people, but then there's a whole nother set, remember, that you have like from the Guardians, you have Peter Quill.
Oh yeah.
Peter Quill knows that he was all those. Remember how they set all that up in that one thing that we're like, we bring up every now and then, but then we're like, just forget it.
Well, one of the things about like sequential storytelling that goes on for decades is that about every 10 years you need a soft reboot just to like, we'll pretend like that stuff didn't happen.
It's fine.
It's just the nature.
It's fine. Next up is Captain America 2. Wait, that's just bars. Sorry. Number 3. It is kind of weird that they put the bars there.
It is. It is.
Anyway, Captain America number 3 by Straczynski. Good times.
So I'm enjoying the flashbacks to Steve pre Captain America quite a lot. They're interspersing some like real history, which I always enjoy when you do like flashback stuff. And there's like some occult things happening.
What?
Yeah, it's very strange. So like there's a locked door murder mystery kind of thing, and then there's also flashbacks to skinny little Steve Rogers yelling at Nazis. And like in the scene where he's yelling at the Nazis who are like, you know, they're set up in Central Park and have a little platform and they're just like, you know, talking their Nazi nonsense. And this little skinny kid from Brooklyn just comes up and starts like heckling them.
Love that.
I really am enjoying this book a lot.
I'm looking forward to Avengers Twilight.
Yeah, Avengers Twilight looks pretty cool.
This is just an ad, but we're going to have an Avengers Twilight series.
They Marvel has, I don't know if it was Marvel, but someone is touting it as Dark Knight for Captain America.
Yeah.
So
And it's Zardasky's writing it.
yeah, so it'll be good.
What the? Next up is Howard the Duck special number 1, because it is his 50th anniversary of being a duck.
What?
They touch on every aspect of every bit. Like he mentions that he was a mouse one time. Talks about running for president. It's very silly. It's very on brand for Howard the Duck. If you like silly, it's great.
And once again, it's Zardasky.
Yeah.
Zardasky is writing this.
The Howard the Duck series that he did a few years ago was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. You know what? I don't remember if Dr. Bong is in this. I don't remember seeing him.
Is Kiss in here?
No, I imagine they'd have had to pay a lot.
I would
to do
assume
that.
that they would have had to. Yeah, me too.
But it's fun. It's silly and fun. And if you don't know anything about Howard the Duck, it's okay. It tells you.
Good
See,
old.
that's why I quacked to segue us into this. It just happened at the wrong time.
And there is
Wow.
a thing that happens in this book that if it happened somewhere else before, I never saw it, and it was really weird, and it kind of threw me for a loop. It is bizarre. It's very strange, fun, strange.
What if?
Sometimes dumb stuff.
What if Howard the Duck became the new Star-Lord?
It is the first appearance of a new character who is a cousin of the Watcher, and his name is the Peeper.
Right here.
Yep, he is the Peeper, and he looks like a dude that would peep at you. He looks, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen this guy on Forensic Files. Just saying. Yep. Here's their.
Yep. It's
Run for
basically
presidency.
like what if stories based on Howard's history. Like in one of them, he actually wins the presidency and becomes the president.
His 50 years.
Yep.
And then, last but not least of our books that we have with us,
Yep.
is Local Man number 7. 7.
Yeah, man, this book, I didn't know what to expect
Local Man
out of
number
it,
7 or
Um,
Local Man number 7.
but it
Maybe this 7.
yeah, the flip book on this it works
Is 90s
very
image.
hard to be vintage image. Like the
Oh, it's
look of it,
100%,
the
yeah.
way it's written, all of it, it feels like image books from like 1994. Like they do a really good job with it. And then the main story, like we've talked about this book a lot. Basically, a guy who has superpowers joined one of the corporate sponsored super teams, got in trouble, and had to quit. And now the corporation owns the trademark of his name and everything. So he just does.
And he has a cease and desist of no superhero.
Yep. So he has to pretend like he's not superhero. Well, he kind of is. And he basically looks like a serial killer. He's got like a ski mask and like a bunch of weapons.
Yep.
Although some of the,
And that's Tim Seeley. Tim Seeley is writing that.
yeah.
So it's been really good.
But I think one of the ways he's getting around it is that he's kind of like Hawkeye, where like he doesn't miss.
Right.
So like his bag is full of like pool balls. Like he's got an 8-ball that he uses in this. And like it's a bunch of random stuff that don't look like weapons. So he's like, I just have a bag full of random stuff. I'm not doing any superheroing.
Yeah, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Crazy people.
Yeah. But it's been a really fun, interesting book. And then like his ex-girlfriend they've kind of hinted that she's doing some shady stuff. And then the flip book, the backup in this is her like right after he left town to go be a superhero. And it kind of shows some of her background.
shadiness.
Yeah, yeah. How she's trying really hard to make her community better, and literally everything she tries just backfires. Nothing works.
Yeah, well,
It feels very real.
that's what happens when you're evil. Just saying.
You should have thought twice before
Yeah.
you became evil.
That's just, it's like they say, measure twice, cut once.
Cut runs.
Cut once.
Once.
I've had a hard day talking. And
Yeah. I haven't even really talked to anybody today, and I've had a hard day talking.
Yeah, I had people ask me, like, who's doing this? I'm like, I have no idea. Like, what's that? Wow, I have no idea. Like, I haven't remembered anyone's name all day. And talking has just been
No.
a disaster. So,
I feel like we're in the same boat today.
I mean, but on an upside, I haven't quacked.
You quack one time, and no one ever forgets it.
I have a good story about that, but I can't tell that story on this.
No. That's where we tell them.
Yeah, there's certain things that like I said, we're unfiltered, but that, yeah, that one is that one's a little much. That's a little much.
My God.
Let's go back to our conversation about Gonzo and his chicken.
It does. That's the way I do. It's like they say if I can make it clean.
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I'll try. You can go your whole life. You're a great humanitarian. You help the needy. You help the poor. You help do everything you can. But it's that one night you had with a sheep. That's all they'll ever remember.
Good job.
That's Tess. She's great and all, but she quacked once, and no matter what good deeds comes out of it next, it was like, yeah, but she quacked that one night on there.
He didn't even show up. Like, was it even on video, or was it before it went live?
Yeah.
I have to find out.
It probably wasn't, but I'm just saying that it's.
No.
Well,
No,
it's all,
it's not even on there.
it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Crap. That's my voice.
Oh my God, we're getting feedback
I
now.
hated that.
It's fine, Tess. It's fine. It is to me.
Yeah, didn't bother me a bit.
Oh, me a bit, yeah.
Oh no.
We can have Jacqueline and Tess do the show one night, and they can have a croaking, quacking contest.
That's true. I think Jacqueline will win.
I'm
She
pretty
has,
sure
she
she
Jacqueline
has more
will win.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
she
only
did.
did it once.
Yeah,
So.
she's pro. She's pro level croaker at this point.
She's been to school for it.
She's got a degree.
I dropped out.
Tess dropped out of duck school.
Forget Silly Goose University. Go to duck school.
You go to that school to solve mysteries and occasionally rewrite history.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. I was gonna start singing and then I couldn't remember the words. So just pretend.
It's okay.
Yeah. Phew.
I know. Lucky miss.
That's really why Tommy goes and works in the shed. Because Gregory and Tess sing all day.
Yeah, I got here this morning and Gregory was already here vacuuming and singing. It is like I occasionally work in a Disney movie. I have expected little birds to show up and start like doing your hair.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
I try to keep it to a minimum when you guys are here, but it's hard.
They were singing
There's
some
like trigger sounds and trigger words. Like every time there's
Yeah.
a customer, we have to sing that song from Sweeney Todd, right?
I was singing some country song or something earlier.
We're singing "Hopelessly Devoted"
Yeah.
to you.
I'm like, what? It always throws me off when Gregory starts singing country.
I don't think that's country.
I mean, it's from Greece.
Well, I mean, whatever. It's not his normal. It's not his
Disney.
normal, right? Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably
Yeah.
not, but it's close enough. I mean, come on. What's more country than 35-year-olds in high school? Come on.
We were just talking about owning a bookstore in Alabama.
Yeah, there's a bookstore in Alabama for sale. It's only $10,000, but then you have to have a bookstore in Alabama.
I mean,
Seems.
I mean, could be worse. Could be Florida, where
Yeah.
they constantly ban books.
Yeah. I think we don't hear about things in Alabama getting banned because I think they all just are.
No, probably.
They just assume.
They're like reading is
They don't
illegal.
need to say it.
Yeah, like-
it goes unsaid.
Weird. So many banned books.
Yep. Oh, Flo Rida.
Oh.
Or Hanover. Ah, come on, people. Read a book.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Or maybe it is.
Crack a book. Crack open a book.
Yeah.
Not that hard. I know it's not the same thing, but it's like we were having a conversation this weekend of people rating books,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so, like, Jacqueline and I've had this conversation a lot. We were having it with DeLuca and all that. And like, I have a hard time ever rating any book about someone's life,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, I don't care how it's written or how it's portrayed
Yeah.
or genderqueer or what, it's someone's life. So, like, to ban something that someone's life seems
Yeah.
over the top for me. Like, rating a book that's
Someone's life.
someone's
Yeah.
life. Because, like,
I argued with strangers on the internet a lot one time because
I'm
they
sorry.
rated the Diary of Anne Frank. They gave it 1 star because they thought it was boring and unoriginal.
Wow.
Yeah, right. And it's like,
So, and I don't get into online arguments,
Yeah.
but I started screaming I didn't scream. I sent them a very,
Caps
all
lock.
caps. That's right, all caps.
but I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
But it's the same principle that we see it all the time. Like if you go out to like all these book review sites, you'll see like an all ages book or young adult book rated 1 or 2 stars by a 50-year-old. That's like the wording,
It's too young.
it's too young. And I'm like,
They're
Yeah.
childish. It's a book about a child.
I'm like, well, yeah, but it's an all ages book. Like that's like how are you rating it a 1 star? Like I don't. That's like you picking up a little golden book, and go no stars. This is like, what do you mean? Like it's a little golden
Nothing
book.
like the original format.
Right,
Like, of course not.
This is my little golden book. like what do you like? That's what I don't understand. Like that's what I have a hard time with, like the banning and ratings, and that's one of the reasons. Like Jacqueline quit rating books.
Yeah,
like
we
she
talked
doesn't.
about
Yeah,
that.
she won't even rate books anymore because it's beyond. Like, and it's the same way with me, right? Like, there's lots of things that I read that I don't necessarily like, but
There's still good things about it.
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it's-
And sometimes I'll read stuff and I don't like it because it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not everything has to be for me.
right.
Ian Gregory just made a TikTok about that today. It was
Oh.
a controversial take of his. It was like, sometimes the comics you're reading aren't meant for you. And they're not going to be like how it was in like back in your day.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's why you have a couple hundred different books come out every week. Like it's
Mhm.
not everything is designed for you. That's not the purpose. And I
It's
don't
not all about
understand.
Yeah. I think that
Like I have a hard time with that because I have a hard time, like the way my brain rationalizes
Mhm.
stuff. Like I'm very fact based, right? Like,
Yeah.
like analytics, facts. That's my life. So things that don't make sense, I have a hard time with.
and I think that's one of the benefits of a bookstore versus reading reviews online.
Yeah.
Is that you can talk about the books in a way that just reading a review
Right.
isn't going to give you the same kind of insight.
Especially even on comics sometimes. Like somebody put a review and it's like, that book has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
talking
I read
about?
reviews all the time and I'm just like, what are you even what did you read?
I don't understand.
Like and this might be part of it. Many years ago, I don't remember his name, but the Richmond Times-Dispatch had a movie reviewer that me and Frank used to just get so mad about because he would go in, watch the first 15 minutes of a movie, leave, and then write a review.
and
it
trash
was
it.
almost always negative. The only time he gave a movie a positive review is if he didn't understand it because he didn't want to seem dumb. The first 2 Lord of the Rings he hated because they didn't end, and he hated the third one because it ended too much. I remember that. I remember those vividly. I was so mad. But anyway, that guy, and I think that some of the people that review comics either aren't reading them or they're reading a synopsis. Like most of the time, the people that I know who absolutely hate something in comics is
Wikipedia?
because they read Wikipedia, not the comic.
I have those conversations a lot.
Yeah.
Like this and this happened. No, it didn't.
Yeah. I'm like,
No. Like you may think that happened, but not really. And they're like, no, this happened in that comic. No, you know what? That happened in the 1990 Spider-Man animated series. that was never in the comic.
yeah.
Like, just stop.
Take a step back.
Yeah.
Think about what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, we have that conversation a lot because I can't grasp that concept.
Mm-mm.
I hear people.
There's people outside.
Hey, they found out we were closed.
I heard somebody go, why are the lights on?
Tess.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the dark.
Same.
That's like I think it was Wednesday night. Jacqueline and DeLuca put on some stupid movie. And I started just making fun of the movie because it's what I do, right? Like,
Mhm.
because the problem I have is I can watch I can watch anything.
Yeah.
So they put on this dumb movie, and I can't remember if it was a Hallmark movie or some other movie. And then they immediately fall asleep. So I'm stuck there watching this movie for the next hour and a half while they're asleep. But I end like at the end of it, I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah, that's fine. I enjoyed it. Like, okay. Like, sure.
I think the meanest thing I've ever done to someone when Jess like messed her knee up.
Right.
She was on some painkillers and they like affected her backwards. She couldn't sleep. So I put on Piranha 3D and then I fell asleep. And her leg, she can't move.
Can't move, yeah.
So she was trapped watching Piranha 3D.
Yeah, I think DeLuca had the remote.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't I'm gonna just sit here and watch this. But sure, all right. Y'all put it on, and I'm stuck making fun of this movie whole time by myself. Yeah, all right.
I could do that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. Like, it was awful, but I can enjoy.
I feel like I
things.
talked to the TV a lot when I finally got around to watching Flash.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah. I was just like, what?
But see, that's the other thing too, right? Like, I'll talk at the TV
Mm-hmm.
on things, and people sitting there going, "Why are you watching this if you hate it?" I'm like, "Who said I hated it?"
Yeah, just commenting.
Like, this is just pure commentary. like, yeah, it just seems dumb, but
I feel bad for Watson. There was one moment when I was watching Ted Lasso, and I was filled with so many emotions, and then they played Harmony Hall by Vampire Weekend, which is like the song for me. So I screamed, and he jumped up and ran across the room, and I felt so bad, but I needed to release that energy.
What's wrong with you, lady?
I'm so sorry. And Todd ran too because he was like right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. That all seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. That all.
it needed to happen.
Yeah, that has to happen. Yeah. They hear everything.
Mhm.
And if you make a jump, they'll jump.
Yeah. Oh my god. You take one step toward Watson. He's like, whoa,
Whoa,
wait a
lady.
minute.
Well, I mean, you probably woke him up because he had probably only had 23 hours of sleep.
Yes.
He still, instead of his 23 and a half. And so you woke him up and he threw him off. He has because he made his little nest last night and he was out.
Mhm.
He didn't really.
He's so particular about the way he sleeps.
Yes. That he is. All right. Well, I don't really have anything else.
Didn't we have a question?
Oh,
My God, we did.
oh no. Well, we gotta go because
Oh,
it's
we
a
did.
it's a question from the Gregory.
Yes.
I already forgot.
I was just gonna close
Oh.
it down.
She was just going to ignore it.
I couldn't remember.
We
Do
could,
you think?
Hey, can you believe Tess was going to ignore a question from Gregory? Wow, man.
Do
Poor
you think
Gregory.
Fruit is a descendant of. That's a name. YGGDRASIL, the world tree.
Yes.
Yggdrasil.
It's from Norse mythology.
Yeah, I know what the tree is.
Yeah.
I just can't say it.
Okay.
I refuse.
I don't think so.
Based on the current Guardians of the Galaxy book, where we're dealing with Groot fall, the answer is no. Because we learn
Oh, see,
where
I need to catch up and read.
we
most of
learn
that.
the history of where all Groots are from.
I read the
in
first
this
two
current-
issues, and then I just
So the answer is no.
Well darn.
Yeah. Sorry.
that was the easy one. So
Sorry, kids. The answer is no.
Well,
He's not a part of the world tree. He's a part of something else that is maybe just as powerful.
the space tree.
If you haven't read the new Guardians with Groot fall, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
But it's in there.
I need to read those.
But it's in there. It's in there. It's like ragu. It's in there. All right, that's it.
We end. I think it's time that we're done.
Yep.
We're leaving. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good one. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.